But let's go back in many years ago and kind of give us a time frame where you were at in the Ukraine when you remember about your dad and he was getting his engineering degree. Tell us about that story.
I was born in 1985. The next year is when Chernobyl explosion took place. I wasn't very near to that area, but definitely in that same country. And in early 1990s is when Soviet Union fell apart. And so I kind of got a little bit of that post-Soviet era when I started school. And there was definitely a lot of socialistic take on how to do school and what everybody's expected to do with their lives. And so growing up around that, we grew up as Christians in a Christian household, and my father believed in God very strongly. And because of that, he was persecuted quite a bit. And being in a Soviet country, if you think differently from what you're supposed to be thinking, then you are not going to be liked very much. And so we all experienced that even as kids in the school. But for my dad in particular, he went to school as an engineer. His dream was always to build ships, and he got so close to that. It was the night before his graduation when he got called into the KGB office, and he graduated with 4.0, but they said, well, we are not going to give you a diploma. And he said, well, why is that? Why did you let me keep going with school? And they said, well, we were hoping you would come in here right now and tell us that you don't believe in God anymore, that your education would help you realize that God is not real. And he said, well, quite the opposite. Like, I'm not going to do that. And they said, well, we won't give you a diploma. And so my father became a coal miner for many years to support the family instead of having his engineering career that he was hopeful for.
I think it's hard for us in the United States to understand that. Sometimes we might not want to even believe it that happens in other countries.